don't need that. Actually, that's a pretty big deal right there. It's a pretty big deal. Why is it so laggy? Never get an eyeless? We don't know how we're not going to get him. If that makes any sense. Once we know how we're not going to get him, yeah, then I can make the song. $2 million gold. That's sad. Leaderboards. I don't know what this is. Do you win on, you get anything on these, or just like, hi, you did great? I don't really understand. Yeah, I don't understand the leaderboard thing. Oh, let's do this. Oh, lame. Ooh, look at Lego book. That's like $5. That's like $3. That's like $3. So you make sure I'm above 2,200. 3,200, yeah, all right. Wait, do I have the rare thing today? Let's see. Quests. Oh no. All right. Demon Lord, we got to sim it. Oh, it's green. Well, my damage dealers are blue. I'll probably be okay. I'm gonna guess that we do 80 million. I use kale. That's when I sub in my kale. 93, okay. That's the only thing I use kale for now, is when that gets. Yeah, I just take out like Mad Hatter and put in kale and it goes. All right. Before we make any videos, let's just bang through. Oh my God, this merits making a video. I had the wrong blessing on Arbiter, and I was losing because of it. Oh. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I forgot to change it. Please, I'm sorry, Stephen. Let me change it. I'll change it right now. Raid stuff. Video about free legendary login character. All right, I'm changing it. Raid Shadow Legends. Got it. Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know why I used this blessing. Maybe it was a bad suggestion on Hell Hades, but I had some garbage blessing instead of this intimidating presence, which strengthens your team's aura and weakens the enemy's team aura. Yes, please. It makes them faster and them slower. Holy moly. Like, what was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. What are there's something I want to do? Something I want to do. Something I want to do. I want to see. Yeah, I was just like, anyways. I just wonder how many battles I lost because of that compared to now. Climb bosses are not considered dungeons. Well, that's a video. Oh, right here. Look at this. Temporal change. All right, we're playing Raid Shadow Legends. We're going to talk about Arbiter and how I'm a dummy. And sometimes I do the weirdest things, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've been doing this wrong for such a long time. Now, when you first started playing the game, one of the main things to get started is to follow the missions. And the missions specifically that I'm talking about are the Arbiter missions. Like, I'm going to click right here, and I've already finished the Arbiter missions, but it's essentially the Arbiter missions are like a tutorial on how to play Raid Shadow Legends. And as you go through that, you get to go through the various game modes and have a deeper understanding of the game, because the game is complicated. Now, the reward for the Arbiter missions is Arbiter. And Arbiter was a character that came out, I believe, on launch of the game. And it's kind of like the whole story of Raid Shadow Legends pretty much centers around Arbiter. And the good news is that she's a completely viable character for all players. She's one of the best characters, I think, in the game. And you can essentially get her very early on in your Raid Shadow Legends journey. Now, I'm going to talk about this big mistake I made and some of the resources I used to combat me making silly mistakes and just things that I didn't know. But if you want to get started playing Raid Shadow Legends, there's a link here in the description, or scan the QR code and you'll be on your way to get Arbiter with a total of 2 legendaries and 3 epics. You're going to get Tagore, Ugo, and Lady Annabelle as epics supports. And then you get Sun Wukong with using promo code Monkey King in the first 24 hours. That's probably the most important thing. And then you also get Corrado. So what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? I was using a blessing called Survival Instinct. So when you get the red stars on Arbiter, you're able to put a blessing. And I was using a blessing called Survival Instinct, which fills the champion turn meter by 5%, right? Partially fills the turn meter whenever a debuff placed or spread or transfer onto him occurs once per enemy turn. And I was Googling some things, and I was looking at the blessings that other people were using in Arena. And then I went back to Hell Hades and it said Survival Instinct. And then I went over to Yumi Love. And I think that's the point I'm trying to get at, is Raid Shadow Legends is a complicated game, and I have to pull in information from multiple sources like Reddit, YouTube videos, Yumi Love, Hell Hades, and then I'm able to make decisions on what's going to work best on what I'm trying to do. Because in Raid Shadow Legends, even though there are good and better choices on how to equip characters, it depends what you're trying to do, right? And I am pretty much only using Arbiter in Arena as a lead, and I was finding out, from going to different sites that, the most recommended one is Intimidating Presence, which I equipped it, and I was just like, all right, strengthens your team's aura by 7.5%, weakens the enemy's team aura, and I am winning now in Arena since I changed that. And I was like, oh, I'm such a dummy. And then I was like, Hell Hades is trash. No, I'm trash. I did not look at the site correctly, because in Arena, whoever goes first is typically the winner, and the whole goal of Arbiter is to make her the fastest character in your roster. And I'm somewhat proud of where I got her. I mean, I think I got her at 370, and I know a lot of people are pushing over 400. I even heard of a theoretical number closer to like 500, 372. That's as good as it gets for me. That's by far my highest one. But whoever goes first wins in Arena. Not always. There's definitely turn 2 teams. And then I found this blessing, and I was like, why would I put this other blessing on? This is the one that I want. And I didn't notice there was a button right here, show Arena blessings. And you click it, and there it is. Intimidating Presence. Now, they recommended Temporal Change, which I think is a good choice. Now, you can change your blessings once for free. So, like when you first get a red star on Arbiter, the first time that you go in, you can change it, and there's no cost. But the second time, it's like, whoops, it's 200 gems. And so this does give you some flexibility to do that. Now, the same thing is true on masteries. And maybe I got the masteries wrong. You know, maybe I need to go to these masteries right here. Let's see here. Masteries. I don't know if I'm running these masteries. Yeah, I'm running these masteries. So there's also options on, you know, how would you mod her if you're going to use her against bosses? How are you going to use her if you're going to use her just in the arena? And what I'm finding now is that I only use Arbiter in arena. I use her in live arena. I use her in tag team arena, and I use her in a classic arena. Now, I do and have used her in other places in the game, and she's a very versatile character, but I'm not as much as I once did, mostly because her aura, which is 30% extra speed inside of arena, right? Which is one of the better ones, right? I think there's one other one out there that I know is 32, but this is better than like Sun Wukong or He-Man or some of the other ones that are at 28. 30 is where I'm shooting for, right? And she's going to be my lead. Now, if you look at like ban rates inside of live arena, because, you know, you pick your characters, you get ban rates. The top two banned characters are going to be Arbiter and Sun Wukong. And Sun Wukong you can get for free by using the promo code right when you start playing the game. Also, too, if you're an existing raid player, you have to use a new email address and generally a new device, or you can do it on a new PC client to get all those freebies that I mentioned at the beginning of the video by using the QR code. But the promo code's got to go there in the first 24 hours. Monkey King is the one I said. And that only works to the end of the month. And then also, if you're on iOS, it's probably best to go to the Plarium website to do that. But Arbiter, yeah, she needs to go first and fast. And yes, I do use her sometimes outside of arena. But no, I'm using her all the time in arena, and she just needs to be fast. I'm not even concerned too much about her other stats, because if I go first, then I can do my silly things with Sun Wukong. Now, these two champions right here are typically the two most banned champions in live arena. I believe as a percentage, and the most annoying character that gets banned in live arena is going to be this guy. This guy's terrible. The guy looks like Johnny Depp's or Armand's. He's horrible. He's truly awful. I just take one look at his kit and you're like, why would they do this? This is kind of be scary right here. Skeletor, though, I don't understand. I was watching a video short the other day. 7 legendaries you should not upgrade in Raid Shadow Legends. And Skeletor was one of them. I was like, oh, he was a bonus when the He-Man thing came out. But you can see, like, as long as I go early in the match, and typically that's what I'm doing, and now that I know that this right here is intimidating presence, I'm looking for ones that don't have that. See, I look right there, she doesn't have that. So I'm betting I'm going to be faster just because I'm using that aura. And it's just one of those subtlety things to look at that little icon, and that icon is the blessing that they're using, right? All right. And it seems like there's a pretty significant step up, like from 1 to 3 to 5, and then 6 is going to be the biggest impact, of course, but in what they actually do. But see, I'm looking right here. You can see that this one is not, like, I'm going to be faster here. I might be able to win. There's quite often the times I can go through and blast through all of them, but you get the idea. The point is, use multiple sources of information. There's all kinds of extra tabs here. And the idea is not to lean too heavily on this, but you're going to have to at the start, like I do all the time. But as I learn how to play the game better, I'm going to be able to make my own decisions, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of veteran players. Just learn how to play the game yourself. This game is challenging. And if you've been playing the game for 7 years, well, yeah, maybe, or 6 years, whatever it is, you know, then it's not challenging to you. But someone that's playing the game less than a year, you know, I'm becoming dependent on resources like Hell Hades and Yumi Love and you guys. All right. If you haven't done so already, click the link in the description or scan the QR code to get Corrado, Ugo, Tagore, and Lady Annabelle, and then use promo code Monkey King to get some Wukong. That only works until the end of the month. So run, don't walk if you want to get some Wukong. There's going to be a different choice, but I don't think they're going to be as good as Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong There's like 6 of them that you can use, and I know Sun Wukon's the best one. Bye for now. How's my Sun Wukong hitting so hard? It's mostly about bypassing accuracy. Whenever you can bypass accuracy, you're going to have a good time. Or bypass defense. Ignore defense is really the key to damage in this game. Having 100% crit rate and then crit damage and not even worrying about HP. Lady Boobaville, you're the best. Yeah, I know. All right. I'm gonna send this off to get edited. We're gonna lose here. I can promise you. Oh, am I gonna win? No, this guy's gonna delete me right here. Oh, he didn't delete me. How did that happen? See if I can get through him. I don't think so. Maybe I'll get through it. Oh, get wrecked by Alice. Oh, should I see if I... Well, you know, I don't want to bother with that. Anybody that's running, like... Anybody that's running... Marius, right? All right, where is this kit? Where does this start? This information was disclosed when it starts somewhere, right? Doesn't it start on the 4th? Expanded tag team arena can use improvements. What's this blind reset? I don't understand what blind reset means. Great news. Blind reset is officially landing this summer. The team. What does that mean? What does what does blind reset mean? A daily 1 hour? What? A daily 1 hour free Greer removal ticket. Holy shit, that sounds amazing. Whoa, yes! Oh my god, these are the best changes ever. Oh my god. These are the best changes ever. All right. Anybody know where this starts? When does this start? The Leniency chain. Worst free champ? 4? Anybody know? Nobody knows. Okay. Wait a minute. Fills this champion's turn whenever an enemy receives a shield buff or is healed. That could be pretty powerful. That could be like 25% turn meter. Attacks to enemies during first hit is 75% playing heal reduction debuff. 2 turns second has 50% chance of block buffs. Also ignore 50% of the target's rest of the target from the Corrupted Alliance. Okay. So they're doing this anti-corrupted thing. Attacked one enemy 2 times. So it can remove 4 buffs. On corrupted, damage to the value of current turn meter. It deals more damage to the value of the target's current turn meter. Okay. Anybody here? Did this thing turn off? Right? This broke? No, it's still there. Hi. I know, right? Index. Corrupted. Demon Spawn, Undead, Dark Elf, Knights Revenant. Around July 3rd. All right. Yeah, that sounds right. All right, this is probably one of the best posts that I've seen for Raid Shadow Legends, a QOL update. Silver is being addressed, and one of the things that's been driving me crazy is Minotaur, and it looks like they're going to add a Super Raids event. So this information's hot off the press. It's only been about 4 hours ago, and a lot of this stuff is needed, and they're addressing pretty much all the areas in the game that I had some complaints about, except for Live Arena. Fix Live Arena. All right, if you haven't done so already, click link in the description and you'll get your Raid Shadow Legends journey started off right with 2 legendaries and 3 epics. You got Tagar at level 10, Ugo at level 20, Lady Annabelle at 30. Everybody likes her. And then Corrado Fox Hunter right from the start, but this is important right here. Promo code Monkey King, first 24 hours. That runs until the end of June. And then starting in July, there's going to be another legendary right here you get for logging in. Looks like it's a 7-day login. And the date on this, I don't have firm, but I think it was like July 3rd is when this starts. So in theory, you know, when you start, you get a starter champion. You're going to pick Kale, so you got a rare. Then you've got a legendary, another legendary, and then this one. So it'll be like 3 legendaries and then 3 epics. I mean, you're going to get started with some stuff. Now, let's read these QOL stuff. It's great. Tag team. Tag team can be annoying. You asked, they listen. The teams agrees that tag team arena could use some improvements. And while there are plenty of ideas on the table, one big change is already in the works. Expand tag team arena tiers happening later today. It should make it easier to climb your ranks and complete your missions. Now, there is a mission right here. Let's go in game and look at it. That is super challenging, where it requires doing certain parts inside of Tag Arena. I can't remember if it's Marius or the Ramatu, but I know that I've read many people say that this is probably the hardest thing in getting completion on these missions. So right here, Marius, reach Silver 2 and Live Arena. And I know that it steps up because, you know, like I'm only at 93 out of 180. And so that's a little more than halfway through. And I can't even see them. But I've heard that so many people complain on Reddit about Tag Team Arena. And hopefully this will allow me to get Marius. So when you start out playing the game, you do Arbiter and then Ramatu and Marius unlock at the same time. Arbiter is an amazing character, right? Well, Marius, a lot of people say Marius is best legendary in the game. And he is gated behind Tag Team Arena. It looks like they're going to be changing things out. Classic Arena. Blind Reset is officially landing server. I do not know what that is. I asked a bunch of people what it is. Nobody seemed to know. Let me know what Blind Reset is. The team is working on a possible change to the reset logic. And while there's no ETA yet, they're considering a quality of life tweak for the Platinum avatars as a reward for taking first piece. I have no idea. I do not know what this is. I do not know. Siege. Clan leaders rejoice. Soon you'll be able to remove teams from buildings during prep phase. More control, less chaos. Plus a handy scroll counter is coming back to track attack scrolls received and used. Okay. So I am a clan leader, but I have a war captain, and I'm sure he will welcome that. He's pretty much handled all of the siege part of the game. Silver. This is what I see most people talking about, and I think this is a reasonable solution, and I'll explain why I think that. Said silver's been tight, especially with faction wars in the mix. While costs aren't changing for now, the next big update brings some relief. A daily 1-hour free gear removal ticket will become the reward for the win 3 artifacts accessories from clearing the dungeon's advanced quest. This should help a bit. Okay, so this is good. Now, I know people say, well, it should be free and this and that, but I think that would lead to a situation where every single battle, you would just put your best gear on every single time. And that wouldn't be the point of artifacts. And in fact, that would create extra work. Like every time you go into a battle, if it was free, you'd be re-equipping your teams every single fight to put your best gear on 100% of the time. Which I don't know if I would like that either, right? So maybe this will be a good compromise. I am one thing away from getting into hard faction. I'm at like 940 out of 945. Hopefully, everybody tells me this is a monster right here. Yeah, 941 or 945. You know, hopefully in 3 days, I'll be able to attack the Lizardman. That's the last one I need to get to 63. Everybody says this is super, super beyond challenging content. Everybody. Gear management, inventory controls, and upgrade gear in this game can be a mess. Remodding takes hours. New sorting filters for artifact accessories are on the way. Help you organize and sell your gear more easily. I do use the Hell Hades Optimizer, Artifact Optimizer tool. I can't speak today, but I pay like £5 a month for some of that, for some of the bonus features. Now, my understanding is during the free gear removal, like when they run that on a monthly basis, like last time they did it for 2 weeks, and normally they run it every month for a couple days, 3 days, let's say. They enable all the features during that period. But I've took advantage of those because they give like rankings on gears, and it makes selling gear super easy because you could sort they call it bin, which means trash, like the trash can. The trash gear is the bin gear, like a trash bin, and you could sort that and sell that off real quick. And then this is my favorite part altogether, Minotaur QOL. Yes, you've said it many times that even the Minotaur will be getting some love. Expect a Super Raids event as a first step to see if you enjoy it, along with an Autobot stop feature to make farming more efficient. More details will be shared with the time to come. Okay, so this is saying two things, right? Firstly, this will allow it to go twice as fast, the same way that campaigns and dungeons, you hit the button and then the cost doubles and it goes twice as fast. And it only costs 1 quick battle or the auto battles. Like so that will I don't know if you run out of those, but I run out of them sometimes. I don't think most people do though, but I do. It seems like run out of them, so that'll save that. But auto stop battle is important. Like there's nothing more annoying than having it run when your character's done. So maybe there'll be a checkbox where there's no more scrolls, mastery scrolls to get. It'll just stop running instead of using all your gems and taking all the night. Because I know when I load up 5 bad characters and they're not really modded correctly, they're not geared correctly, and they're not fully upgraded, it'd take like 4 minutes per run, and it could run all night long. And some of them will get up. I mean, it just takes a long time. So I know a lot of people will just spend the 800 gems, but I'm not an 800 gems person. I like to run it manually in the night. I have a dedicated tablet. I got to say this too. I know Raid Shadow Legends is a phone game. I don't play it on my phone. I play it on PC with a PC client. And I also have like a Samsung tablet. I played on that. And, I will start some battles on my tablet and throw it underneath my nightstand and let it run all night. I mean, this game is a commitment. It's a lifestyle. I'm not playing it on my phone. I played it on a computer and on my tablet because I got other things to do with my phone. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's lots of fun. Hey, come play Raid Shadow Legends all the time with me. Use the QR code or scan the link in the description. You get all kinds of bonus stuff I showed here. It's great. I actually love this game, but it's funny. It is time consuming. I play this game a lot. All right, let me know what you think in the comment section. Use the promo code here before the end of the month. Monkey King, that's going away at the end of the month. So bye for now. All right. Bum 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 bum. This news is great. Minotaur changes. Wow. Yeah, I can't express how annoying Minotaur is. I mean, it just takes forever. I mean, this is Minotaur. I'm running with one good character, but if you don't run it with one good character, it just takes forever. How do you spell Minotaur? Mino and then a U in there. Yeah, this just takes forever. So now it'd take half as long, right? All right. What do we got to do here? Good afternoon. How you doing? All right. What day of the week is it? Thursday? All right, I'm calling it. I've been streaming for 5 hours. I'm going to probably bang out a Marvel Strike Force video here in a little bit. But I'm going to take a break. Chill, Daddy. Did I finish this? Oh, I'm going to turn this on. Let's see. How far am I done on this? Tournaments. Spider tournament. Holy moly, that sounds awful. Oh, I'll just do that for a little bit. Good one later. Yeah. What do we want to do? Events? Events. No, we want to go into the dungeon and run it on 22. Get news. Yeah, 22. Let's see. Gems. Run it for 25, and that'll get through it. All right. Bye. All right, I'll show you right here. I'll show you. Put the promo code right here. Right here. Promo code. It won't be on iOS. If you're on iOS, it'll be here. Say, okay, Ross. I was saying goodbye. I was ready to hit the button to delete. You're on iOS. Yeah, you have to go to the website. You have to go to the website, unfortunately. All right, bye. For real this time.